Hey everyone, welcome back to Low Luxury, and today I am going to be giving you a review of the I Love You So Much Tabi shoes. And these, they're really interesting, they're really cool. Their closest analog, I'd say, would be a Balenciaga Speed Trainer, but you'll notice right at the toe right there, they have that classic Margiela Japanese Tabi style where it splits off the big toe from the little toes. So it's a really crazy shoe, but really cool and really affordable, and I'm gonna give you the details, so let's get into it. So first off, they came in some really cool packaging. There are cute stickers on it, and it's this sort of gray packaging, and it was in a branded plastic kind of Ziploc bag with a green kind of elastic, thick rubber band around it. That right off the bat was really cool. But then you open it up, and on top of the shoes in there, you have a really large, really cool branded tote bag, which I'm honestly gonna get tons of use out of, and even a handwritten note. It was really sweet, it was really nice, and I just really appreciated that packaging. The only negative I will say on it is that even right when it got to me, it was kind of falling apart, especially the upper. All of the corners had ripped off, and that's just kind of a bummer. It's nothing major, but it's always nice to have a box that kind of holds up that you can keep them in if you need to. I also will say that I got the I Love You So Much branded socks with it, because you can wear your regular socks with these Tabi shoes, but ideally you'll wear Tabi socks, which also break off that big toe. And they came in their own little box, very similar to the shoe box itself, the same packaging and stuff, just thinner. And the socks, I will say, just on their own merits, are incredible. They're insanely comfortable, and they're partially made out of bamboo, and I would love to see more socks do this, because honestly, they are now the most comfortable socks I own. And just the embroidered branding on top of that just makes it even better, so I'm about it. Now, looking to the shoe itself, I got the pitch stripe colorway, and that is kind of a black striped with kind of gray in between. It almost has a distressed look to it, and I really gravitated towards this one, first of all because I felt like it would fit with a lot of different outfits, but also the stripes, the sort of zebra striping, has its own pattern to it, where the way it's stitched together, they kind of meet each other in interesting ways, so it's not just straight striped. But they also have a few different colorways of this. You can get more of a straight white or cream, I think it is, a straight black, darker color, and then also the pitch stripe version of that cream white one. So you've got options there. The shape of the shoe will be really familiar to anyone, as I said at the beginning of the video, who's familiar with the Balenciaga Speed Trainer. Really that sock shape that they've made iconic is carried over here, even in the sole itself, the way that it kind of flares out. Also, if you've ever worn an Adidas NMD, especially the high top versions, the more sock versions, you'll see a lot of familiarity here. But the real innovation, of course, is the fact that they've thrown that in with that Tabi toe. So let's talk about that. It breaks away your big toe from the rest of your toes, and it's really interesting because most shoes, they kind of keep your foot in through that heel tab there, and that's the thing that's keeping your foot in place and keeping it from falling out of the shoe. But in this case, I really feel like the foot is being held into the shoes for the most part by those toes, and it gives you a really different sensation of walking, almost a more natural feeling way of walking, where you're leading with the toes, that I haven't felt with any other shoe before. Of course, these being high-top sock trainers, they would have stayed on either way, with or without that, but it really does lock you in an interesting way. The one negative on the shape that I can say is that while everything else really sort of sucks to your feet and is really tight to your feet, up at the ankles, it kind of flares out and doesn't stick to you like, you know, a sock or a jogger would. It kind of flares out, and there's some extra fabric there. At least in my case, I have quite thin ankles, thin legs, but for me, there was a bit of extra fabric there that I didn't necessarily appreciate. I really wish it just locked into my ankles. These shoes are insanely comfortable. Each step, it's like walking on a pillow. there's not much else to compare it to. It feels somewhat similar to me to walking on a Boost sole from an Adidas, but it's very, very soft. It's not quite as hard as that kind of hard rubber of the Speed Trainer. It's quite a bit softer, and I think here is maybe where I should mention that these are vegan shoes. All of their shoes are vegan, so that may contribute in a way. It's sort of a different type of fabrication that they're using, and it gives it its own unique feel. It feels very soft, very comfortable. Now let's talk about the sizing. So I would say that these fit true to size. I am ideally a 10.5, and that's what I got, and they fit me very well. But I would say if you're really concerned, if you're not sure whether to size up or size down, go with that maybe half size down, because you really want these to kind of stick to your foot like a sock, to have the right look and the right feel. So overall, final impressions, these are really great shoes, especially for the price. They feel very, very luxury. They feel very high-end for a really not high-end price point, and they're going to turn heads. And the thing is, for a Tabi, which is usually such a distinctive shoe and a really loud shoe, these are much more understated. A lot of people might do a sort of double take before they realize that there is that Tabi toe there. But it's just that extra little pop that makes these unique. But even honestly, without that, they would be a really, really quality shoe, and a really interesting shoe all on their own. So there's a lot of unique, interesting stuff going on here that really makes them worth your while and worth your money, I'd say. And if you're gonna get them, get the socks too, because they are dope. So those are my thoughts on the I Love You So Much Tabi shoes, the Tabi sock trainers. If you like what you saw, take a look at one of these videos that's on screen here, subscribe, and I will see you next time.